Today, we have the pleasure of having Patrick Carter of Elite Sales Institute starting with us and joining us today. How are you, Patrick?
I'm doing well. How are you today, Gabby?
I am doing great, cannot complain. It's almost the weekend, so life is good.
Sure.
Amazing. So why don't you go ahead and just first tell us who you are and what your company does?
Well, my name is Pat Carter, and I'm the founder of Elite Sales Institute, and we are a sales coaching organization. And what we do is we help sales professionals and leaders find their true best selves. One of the things that I found as a leader in sales is the most challenging issue is how do you get the person who is the best on your team to be their best? Because it's too easy to compare themselves with the rest of the, oh, I'm number one, and what more do you want from me? And my challenge to my clients is always, it's not about what I want from you. What do you want from you? And that's when we can begin the conversation of them finding their best selves.
Absolutely, and I love that. So it sounds like maybe that can come from a personal story, how you got into that as far as helping people finding their best selves. What's the story behind that?
Well, yeah, let's see, my sales career goes back to the early 80s.
Okay.
If you're from the Northeast, you remember the Nobody Beats the Wiz. Those were the good old days of sales. How much is that? How much do you have? Right?
Very simple.
Those kind of quick negotiation, fast on your feet, this kind of, and that excitement. And it was always about that competitive, I as a salesperson am better than you as a salesperson. But then as I got into leadership, it got back to that question about me. Well, great, as a sales leader, I'm going to be better than that sales leader. And then when you get to the place where you are the best, you find plateau. And the only thing that I found at that point in my career that got me moving when there was a new bit of competition, a new salesperson got hired, or a new leader got hired, or a new store opened up. So then it was all about competition. And I realized if I need an external to get me to be my best, the issue is with me. It's so, because I won't always get an external. So that's what drove me to this point of, well, you know what, great. I want to help others approach that very specific challenge in their careers, because it's not about being the best. It's about being your best.
I love that. It's a great mantra. And so it makes me think of, obviously you said if people can be better internally in their best, they can be better externally as well. So then what fresh opportunities do you find to best serve your customers by helping them have their internal best?
Well, we start with a conversation, and I ask a series of very challenging questions that not everybody is necessarily ready to address. You know, what does success look like to you, right? That's an easy opening round, and then they'll give you some real easy superficial. I'll have the car, I'll have that. Yeah, well, now that you have the car, and now that you have the house, and you have the recognition, what does success look like to you? Or we'll do a little deeper dive, and we'll say, okay, a year from now, so now it's 2021, thank goodness. It's 2021, it's November of 2021. Now, tell me what you have accomplished, or tell me what your evaluation is going to say that, so that's where we work backwards from this vision of where they want to be. And the challenge is in a lot of sales organizations, the top performers don't get that kind of challenge, because all the effort is either going, if they're an average sales organization, they're going to go after that middle group to try to get that incremental growth. Or if they're not a great one, they'll just say, maybe we'll throw resources at those bottom performers because we have the greatest opportunity for growth. So in either situation, the top performers are the ones who don't get the great coaching, the great support. And that's where elite sales comes in.
Right. And there you go. To be elite, internally, externally, it all goes together. I love that. And
Sure.
so how is it measured, I guess, for the success for you as like the owner of the company to see for your clients? How is that success measured? Because obviously it sounds a little more, intrinsic and something you can't fully see as far as, so how do you see that for your clients to really be satisfied in seeing those results from your business?
Well, you know what? I'm going to do my first plug. There's a book entitled "Turn This Ship Around,"
Okay.
and in this book, the author, I'm blanking on his name right now. I'll get it. We'll do it in the show notes. But anyway, what the author talks about is when you are going after excellence, you can't quantify excellence, but you can quantify the results of excellence. So when you are at the top of your game, what do your numbers look like? When you are at the top of your game, how many referrals are you getting? When you are at the top of your game, so there are quantifiables that excellence will generate. Right. And that's how you, again, looking forward a year from now, what will excellence spawn for you? Well, for some people, excellence will spawn a 30% increase in referral business. You can measure that, right? So will excellence will spawn or spin off promotion to regional director. That's a little tricky because you don't necessarily control that, but if you can say that you interviewed well and you were in that conversation based on your focus on these other things, then you can say, great, I was successful in that. So that's how we measure. We don't measure the success, but we measure the things that the success brings.
Promotes. Okay. That makes sense. So almost like the journey there is more internal, but you do have goals that are like the external. Got it.
Exactly.
Got it. So going into that then, what makes up your secret sauce then that sets you apart in the rest of the industry?
Oh, well, if I tell you the secret sauce.
It's not so secret?
No, I think it gets back to the sauce is, I would imagine it'd be two parts. The first is that we actually connect with high performers and say to them, I understand your challenges. I understand the frustrations that you are facing, because again, in a lot of sales organizations, the top performers are, taken for granted. They'll say, "Great, well, from Bill, Bill, we'll get, we're going to increase his budget, 10%. He'll give that us. Now let's talk about these others." Or they'll say, "Erica, great work last period. We're expecting more of that." And that's where organizations think that the money is recognition enough, or seeing their name at the top of a list, or here's a gold star, good for you. There's more to it than that. And recognizing that is the first part of the secret sauce. And the second part is helping them to develop a direction, a vision, and a set of goals that they have not necessarily thought about themselves, because a lot of times, hey, you're the best and there's all that accolades that come from it, but at some point our clients are looking for more, but they can't put their finger on it, because in the history of sales, when you are the top, that's the destination. And what we're saying is, when you get to that peak, when you look out, you actually will see other peaks. So let's go there. So
it's almost like you have to dig deeper, have your clients dig deeper to understand, in order to really see too what real appreciation means to them. Because I think we grow up, like you said, typical sales is, if I'm making money, I'm in this top position, I'm okay, I'm good. But you said then there's more peaks than that. And I think when it's like diving in deeper, understanding yourself, the way you do it for your company, it's like, now I see what really makes me feel accomplished. What is acknowledgement for me?
I mean, it's just going back circling back to another question that you offered. Now that I know you, I will share. No.
I'm trusted now.
No. The one question that, not a question, the thing that drove me when I was in sales and now is when I was earlier in my career.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to say no because of money to my family. Right? Sure, there's a lot of things you say no to. Dad, can I have a car? No, you're 12. Right? That's easy. Yeah. That's easy. But Dad, can I go on this class trip? Yes. You know, and all those financial questions, I wanted to always be able to say yes to. And that's one of the reasons I got into sales, because I wanted the flexibility of schedule so I could say yes. Dad, I've got a softball game. I'll be there. You know, and so sales gave me that ability. Speaking of softball, very expensive sport in high school. Yes. Very expensive sport. Dad, we have a trip down to North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Yes, you know, that kind of thing. So that I wanted to be able to say. So that drove me. So it wasn't enough to be the best.
Yeah.
In that organization that I was in, because being the best didn't give me enough.
Right.
You're with me on that?
So, and other aspects of your life, absolutely.
Right. So it wasn't enough that I was better than Rich and Catherine. Name drops, they know it. Anyway, it wasn't enough that I was better than them, because being better than them didn't give me the ability to say yes. Mm-hmm. And those are the kinds of questions that we ask our clients. What does success look like to you? So for me, it was and is not always being able to say yes financially to requests from my family. So that's the type of thing that gets you to Elite Sales Institute.
Right. So you literally can say, like, I apply what I'm teaching you all to my life. Like, I had to learn myself too.
Exactly.
And so where do you see your business in the next few years, and how do you plan to make that vision happen?
Well, here's the fun. So we are in a very, very trying time right now. What's the going expression? Unprecedented time.
Yes.
Right? But we're seeing the industry is the sales industry is seeing bifurcation. We're seeing some companies and organizations are flourishing in this moment. And while those companies are flourishing, they're shedding lower performing sales staff, right? And more is being given to those, if you will, B players and A players, more responsibilities. And these sales professionals are being asked to do more and more, to carry a larger portion of the overall, and this is capital S, the overall sales process. So they're actually even scraping into the marketing side with social selling, which is lowercase m marketing before you get to sales, right? So all of those things are coming down the line, and positioning Elite Sales as a place to help reset for those top performers, to say, who are looking at the environment and they're saying, I'm not getting the support that I need. I do see trends happening, but I don't know how to get to them, or I want more out of what I'm doing and they just don't know how to get there. Those initial conversations with our coaches and our drive and our ability to help focus the drive of these top sales professionals is where Elite Sales is going to be.
I love that. I love, like, the key word I think is reset, because I think a lot of people right now don't know how to reset, and they feel like they're at this ceiling that they didn't expect to come, especially given the year. Okay, now what's the turn here?
Right. I mean, right now, this is the big question. What is 2021?
No idea.
We're still trying to figure out what was 2020. right? And it's gone. It is the fourth quarter. It is the worst in the fourth quarter. It is. We are, as we're recording this, it is Thanksgiving week,
Right.
which is the worst. This is the crunch time. If your sales aren't teed up at this moment, they are pushing, right? They are pushing into first quarter. If they're larger tickets, if you are in retail, it's a margin cut right now because the companies are going to the Black Friday and the Christmas, and so it is a margin cut right now. So this is go time. So 2020 is cooked. It's in the books. The question is, how down are you year over year, right? It's not,
how do we come back up?
Right. So I have one client who's actually doing exceptionally well because he had such a bad year in 2019 that his concern is, now that he's up so much, what's his 2021 going to look like? Because now the expectation is set that he's, plus 85. Okay. Okay, what do you think the expectations are going to be for 2021? So how are we going to get there? What do you need to do to get to reposition, reset, and refocus yourself to put a goal out there that it might be, what was the great expression, a BHAG, right? A BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal. Right. So are you?
I haven't heard that in so long.
All right. Exactly. Let's bring it back. There's nothing wrong with it. That is a great one.
It is.
People, what is we need to go out and create. And for some people, it is creating a big, hairy, audacious goal. And for other people, it is realistically setting a goal, a reach goal. It doesn't have to be audacious. It doesn't have to be gaudy, right? But it might be a reach goal.
We'll reach.
Like a 12% up goal might be bigger than they've ever gone after. Because you can be plus 6% year over year in some industries, and you are a superstar because the rest of the industry is cooking at -2, -5, -7. So net, you're doing a great job. But is that what you want? And that's what we are. So yeah.
Wow. Well, Pat Carter can be found at elitesalesInstitute.com. Is there any other platforms to find more information?
Listen, my two favorites are going to be Twitter. And Twitter is just a little long, so we truncated it a little. So it's Elite Sales Inst, INST.
Okay.
There you will find, I make it my business to start the day with some quotes that will help get your mind in a place to achieve, right?
Okay.
And then I will share articles that I found around the web that are, again, important for sales professionals and leaders. And of course, the articles that I write that you can find on the blog I put on the website, on the Twitter. So Twitter at Elite Sales INST, or please find me on LinkedIn at Patrick G. Carter. Yes, at LinkedIn, and you can't miss it. I'm the guy again with all the quotes and all the fun. So yeah, please, connect with me on LinkedIn, follow me on Twitter. It'd be a fun ride.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Patrick Carter of Elite Sales Institute. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Gabby. You're the best.
Thank you.